Hey everyone, and welcome to DOK, Increasing Rigor in Social Studies. This is going to be a two-part series, so make sure once this video stops that you look for DOK, Increasing Rigor, Part 2. There's a couple things we're going to take a look at, and so if you don't have access to them already, please make sure you email me at allong@richland2.org so that you can get access to the cognitive rigor matrix and the descriptors form, because those two things will help you. But just to give you a closer look at the cognitive rigor matrix, this one is specific to social studies. And remember that when we're looking at this cognitive rigor matrix, we're incorporating Bloom's with rigor, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But if you don't have this form, please email me so I can send it to you, because this is specific to social studies. You also may want to utilize the descriptor sheet. If you're middle school, we gave these out on our February 17th PD on a yellow form. If you're high school, you may have gotten this if we did some one-on-one PD with you all. But it just is an easy way to give you some question cues and the skills that students should do at each level. So please access those as we go through so you can reference them. Okay, so the first thing I'd like for you to do is to just kind of gauge where you are. Do you know very little, somewhat knowledgeable, or are you comfortable with DOK? Because that's going to kind of gauge what you get from today's presentation, and it will also help you answer what do you need moving forward. So I don't want today's session to be kind of a one and done. I'd love for this to be something where if you have more questions or want to dig deeper into depth of knowledge, that you email me, and I can send you resources. I can come in and work with you on helping you build more rigorous class assignments or assessments, or that we can you can call me and we have conversation about some of the things you're doing and things you think may help other teachers if you're at the comfort level. So today's objectives is just to share that understanding of cognitive rigor and to just help with instructional tasks or assessments and how to incorporate those. So there's two ways that we look at rigor. Again, when we talked about the cognitive rigor matrix, we looked at Bloom's taxonomy. This is what we all learned as we were coming through college, most of us. And Webb's is fairly new. So Bloom's, when we look at rigor, is a type of thinking. What type of thinking are we asking our students to do? And we look at Webb's, it's how deeply are we considering or interacting with our text or whatever information we're giving our students. So again, looking at the cognitive rigor matrix, you've got your Bloom's taxonomy down the left-hand column, and then across the first row, you begin looking at your depth of knowledge and how deeply our students are looking at this material. So to make this connection, let's say that our verb was to explain. So we're at an understanding level on Bloom's, but the verb that we're going to use is we want our students to be able to explain. If I'm simply asking my students a who, what, when, where, or how, then that is going to be in a DOK 1, it's simple recall. If I'm asking them a DOK 2, and I want my students to explain, specify, illustrate relationships, and to explain why, that brings us to a DOK 2. So anytime there's a cause and effect or a compare and contrast between two different items, it will be a 2. But then when I look at a level 3, I want them to generalize, connect ideas using supporting evidence. So I want to see quotes, examples from the text. I want to see data. And so explain at this level is asking our students to dig a little deeper and to provide evidence and be able to explain that evidence. At a level 4, we want to explain concepts or ideas specifically and how they relate to other content domains. So this one can maybe be a little tricky. With level 4s, that means that we're asking our students to take a problem, create a solution, or we're asking our students to analyze information and to really dig deep and to research and to find answers to things and create new work. So we're asking our students to really think outside of the box, outside of what we're telling them. This is really a student-led activity that should take them quite some time to complete. Another way of looking at it, again, level 1s are recall and reproduction. 2 is the basic application of skills and concepts. 3 is strategic thinking, and level 4 is extended thinking. All right, so at this point, you are going to move into our second slide, our DOK part 2 of this. At this time, please make sure, again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at elisalong@richland2.org if you have questions to determine the level of DOK. But we're going to pick up here with part 2. So please go ahead and close now and find your web resources and your DOK descriptors, and we'll pick up from there.